feel like we need a bit of a disclaimer at the beginning of this show.
I feel like we need a better intro than what we've been doing, but you go on with your thing and then...
Okay. Well, I'm open to better intros, but, you know, there was an episode, and I got some feedback where we mentioned that it was really hot, like a really hot day. We were sweating just profusely. We were just sweltering. And
everything I do profusely.
And then someone really, listened to that specific episode, and it happened to be cold on that day. And they said, have you lost your mind? Like, it's freezing out, not freezing, but, it's between, 5 to 12 degrees Celsius. And I said, I can't control when you listen to this episode. It's recorded not on the same day, that's obvious. And I have no control if the weather will be the same as the day we recorded. So, we're not going to lie and be like, oh, it's really, when we're recording saying, oh boy, it sure is. And then look at the forecast raining and be like, wow, it sure is rainy outside today. Like that's not going to happen. It just won't.
Did this genuinely happen?
Not actually, but someone was just like, oh my gosh, like what do you mean it's sweltering out? And I'm like, dude, we recorded it like a week ago, or 5 or 6 days ago.
That's literally the equivalency of going to your shelf right now, grabbing your Home Alone DVD, putting it in your DVD player, and then going, what the shit? It's not Christmas.
Very true. And actually, interesting you mentioned Home Alone, because there's a film that kind of references Home Alone we'll talk about later. But that's very spot on.
Precisely.
Welcome
to my least favorite podcast that I am a host on.
But it's also your most favorite podcast that you are a host on.
It's up there. Well, I don't know if I can commit to my favorite.
Okay. All right.
But it's up there.
It's up
How
there.
are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. This is a weird week. Because we're doing something that we ain't never done before.
Right. We are. I can think of a couple of different ways. Which way are you meaning that we're doing something new?
The circumcisions.
That's not the direction I thought.
Oh, okay.
I feel like there were two different ways we could take it. So the first is we're actually recording some stuff back to back. So that's like stuff behind the curtain that no one would really ever realize.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not. We've done that before. We've recorded multiple episodes.
That's so true. Well, then the other thing is that instead of moving onward to the next year that we review film, we're actually doubling up on 2016. We
are acknowledging the first place losers from last week.
Well, so we had our vote for 2016 and La La Land won, but Hacksaw Ridge was not that far behind, and it was close enough that you and I looked at it and we said it would almost like we want to honor the people that voted so much because they both had, it wasn't just like, oh, they both received votes, let's review them both. Like they were both strong and they were both close to the finish line. And obviously you guys are interested in Hacksaw Ridge as well. So we said, let's devote an episode to it.
Well, also you hadn't seen Hacksaw Ridge. And
yes.
in our, in an episode that we did where we ranked our top 10 films, you used Saving Private Ryan as one of yours.
Yes, I did.
And at the time, I made a pretty bold statement.
I'm glad you're taking this here because I wanted you to reiterate kind of your stance here because it was pretty bold.
The stance that I made, and I've got a disclaimer to follow this stance.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
The stance that I made, you listed the reasons why you love Saving Private Ryan.
Sure.
And I didn't disagree with any of those reasons. I didn't say, no, that, that reason doesn't count because whatever. No. What I did say was, I hear your reasons. However, for every reason that you've listed, I personally believe that Hacksaw Ridge is better. That in every category, for all the reasons you love Saving Private Ryan. I love Hacksaw Ridge more.
Sure.
Now, the disclaimer I want to give is it was a personal opinion. I wasn't trying to state a fact. I wasn't trying to put anything in stone for anyone other than me.
Sure.
The other is I don't expect you to agree.
Sure.
I don't think I've swayed you.
And for the record, and just to stop you, for the record, you haven't convinced me of that even after watching the film. But we'll get to it. Right. I still think it's a good film.
Yeah, and I didn't think I would. I do think, though, and I think maybe we discussed this. I think there was no chance, even if it is a better film, I don't think it had a chance of swaying you because there's no way, because you had a bias going into it.
Sure. Yep.
You had emotional attachment to Saving Private Ryan.
Sure.
Probably viewed Hacksaw Ridge sort of as a contending champion. And so maybe felt a little bit of like subliminal defensiveness going in. And just ultimately, like, I don't think I don't think anyone should ever quickly, after one viewing of a film, no one should ever let that film replace one of their top 10 films. If you'd come out of it and you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm bumping Saving Private Ryan out, and I'm gently inserting this one into that slot. I would say, you're not approaching this logically. You're just, you're too trigger happy here.
Too trigger happy. Maybe basing it on an emotional whim. Yeah.
So I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to sway you. I didn't.
Sure.
I don't think I would have wanted it to. I think it would have hurt your credibility if it had.
Logically, I get where you're coming from with that thought process. That makes sense.
Thanks. Thanks, man. I can always count on you to back me up when I'm speaking out of my ass. So
that's what.
It's very validating. I can just go on a tangent, and you're
that's
like,
what podcast
100%.
Homies do, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to break this in with some trivia?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Sure. It's only one question this week, just one.
Wow. True or false? Was there a World War II? True.
True or false?
Although, you know what? I bet you there's probably with all the crazy conspiracy theories that are out there.
Oh,
there's probably some line of thinking that would try to claim that there was no World War II, that it was a hoax.
When people,
in order to prove a round Earth or something, I don't know.
When people say Titanic was a hoax or the Holocaust was a hoax, you're probably right. There's some area of people that probably think it didn't happen. It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so this question is not Sean Connery related. It's Mel Gibson related.
Ooh.
And I want you to tell me what. So, and obviously, for those who know or don't know, Mel Gibson directed this film. He directed Hacksaw Ridge.
Sure did.
Okay. What was the first film that Mel Gibson directed?
Oh, man. I mean, I can only think of one other film that he's directed.
Okay.
And I don't think that's it.
Okay. I didn't plan to give you options, but would you like some options?
Yeah, I mean, either that or Phone a Friend. And
we're on the phone, so
you're the only guy I could call that would probably have the answer.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you 4 options, okay?
All right.
The first is Apocalypto. The second, Passion of the Christ. The third, Braveheart. And the fourth, The Man Without a Face.
Oh, man. See, I haven't heard of The Man Without a Face.
Okay.
I didn't know that he directed Braveheart.
He maybe
did. That could be a red herring.
That could be.
I didn't know he directed Apocalypto. So the only one that I was thinking it could be was The Passion. Yeah, I have to go with The Passion just out of by default.
Sure, that's fair. So it was actually the film I had never heard of either. It was called The Man Without a Face. But it was in 1993. The biggest walk away that I got from this that I found just really interesting is I had no idea he directed Braveheart. No idea.
Yeah, me neither. I actually have a trivia question for you.
I'm all ears.
I mean, it's not really a trivia question. It's kind of like a flex, but it's a weird flex because it's not even really my flex to flex.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I guess.
True or false?
Okay.
A 1984 film, Mel Gibson film, called Mrs. Soffel.
Okay.
Was filmed at my girlfriend's family farm in 1984.
I mean, with how specific, I feel like that's true all the way.
No, false. What a stupid... No. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's... we haven't watched it. I don't know why we haven't watched it. But like literally a family farm that I was at less than 7 days ago.
I want to watch this now. How have you not watched this?
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I guess they were scouting, like they were flying over. So her grandparents own the farm, but then like all the extended family book time at it. Like nobody lives there. It's cool. Like 150-year-old farm, and they it's kind of like a timeshare type thing situation they have. Sure. Right? Like a cottage. And so, I guess they were flying over in the early 80s and saw a property they liked and contacted the owner, which was my girlfriend's grandfather. And so this is where it gets better.
Okay.
The production crew. So Mel Gibson's in it.
Yeah.
And Diane Keaton is in it. And so they were both at the farm and would like eat their lunches, or like they would eat inside in the kitchen. Like they hung out in the house when they weren't like shooting.
Wow.
And there's a picture somewhere of Mel Gibson, maybe Mel Gibson, but definitely Diane Keaton sitting on a couch that we have right now. That's pretty cool. My girlfriend and I have. Yeah.
Like
it's like this is the Diane Keaton couch.
This is it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's my flex. That's my flex. It's not really my flex to flex because I haven't even seen the damn movie.
Sure.
But it's a fun piece of history. It
is.
Her family information about that is on the Wikipedia page for the film.
Oh, cool.
And the IMDb.
Interesting.
Which makes it actually legit.
Yeah, it confirms it.
So tell me, my friend, if that really is your name, what are your thoughts on this cinematic adventure?
Okay, so first off, I'm going to say, because I might dip into some things that I didn't like as much, I'm obviously going to talk about things I liked, but I just want to make it plain and simple before, like, I just want to state this. Obviously, this film depicts a true hero, a film telling a story that's worth being told, and obviously thanks to him and all who've served for our freedom. Like I feel like I have to say something when you watch a film that depicts something from World War II and honestly just so intensely portrays like battle scenes, horrific experiences.
It seems like the right thing to do.
It seems like the only thing to do. So I feel like I just wanted to get that off my chest right out of the way.
And a true story, which I'm a sucker for.
Yes, a true story. Yep. I obviously liked it, and a couple points I might veer off and say these are some problems I had with it, or obviously I didn't enjoy it as much as Saving Private Ryan, and I'm just making comparisons to it because we've brought it up in past conversation. I think this film covers a personal conflict very well and how to overcome it amidst various types of trials and conflict.
Right. So because he's a conscientious objector.
Mm-hmm. And
so
I think
I want to serve in the military. I refuse to carry a weapon.
Right. And I think something that's unique about this type of character arc, and specifically I think it gels well because he has these kind of convictions and this belief system. I feel like we don't see a huge change or growth in him, and more so, because he has these convictions that are rooted in his early life, and we've seen that, and that doesn't change. What we see more is just affirmation and more him galvanizing, going through all this adversity, and that's more the character arc that we see. And I think this film does it well. And specifically about him, because it's a personal story, just this film depicts the war well. It depicts one man's dedication while maintaining his convictions. And yeah, I mean, I'll get to some problems I have in a minute. This film did really come to a head for me, and it wasn't at the end. It was maybe like 80% of the way through the film, and it's the let me get one more sequence.
Yeah. Please, Lord, let me just get one more.
Yeah, and I got shivers in that because it's one thing to write a script that kind of has all these events leading to a point, but you realize like this is based on a true story.
He did this.
Like he had bullets whizzing by his face and shrapnel blowing by his head, and he was still, let me just save one more person. If I can just save one more person, that's all I want to do. And that sequence to me was just so powerful, and I literally got shivers during that sequence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, ultimately it's a film worth watching. Definitely.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It made my honorable mentions. It didn't make my top 10.
Sure.
But it made my honorable mentions.
Which is fair, which is a valid accomplishment.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get into the cons, or do you want to talk about what you liked?
I mean, there's a couple. I'll talk about a couple of things. I'll point out a couple of things.
Sure, please.
One, very interesting role for Vince Vaughn. Very interesting.
Yeah,
we're used to seeing Vince Vaughn in sort of a comedic, that fast talking, kind of same character that he plays in absolutely every movie.
Sure.
I really liked him in this. I was like, this is, to see. It's always fun to see a comedic actor branch out and do something different.
Sure. Yeah.
So I like that. I think one thing that this film does really well is its depiction of the battlefield. And I would say that for anyone, like whenever I'm recommending this movie to someone, except maybe I didn't say this to you because whatever. I always say, don't watch this if you can't handle gore.
Right.
If you can't handle gruesome shots, don't watch this. Because and I would say so much so that I think once this film gets going, because there's very much two sections to this movie. Right.
Yes.
There's at home and on the military base, and then the other section, which happens about halfway through, is in battle.
Mm-hmm.
And the in battle portion of this, I would say, is more gruesome in its depiction at times, more relentlessly just doesn't hold back, doesn't try to sugarcoat anything, just shows you this is what it is. A little bit more so than Saving Private Ryan did. Saving Private Ryan is gruesome.
Sure.
The D-Day scene at the beginning is gruesome. But something about this, I think what's laid out slightly better about Hacksaw Ridge is that the people who you're seeing get shot to bits and blown up and holding their guts in are people who you've just spent half a movie growing with, getting attached to.
True.
Right, where the issue with Saving Private Ryan is you see a bunch of people getting blown up at the beginning, and it's really tragic, but these people don't mean anything to you. You don't know who any of these people are.
Right. Yeah.
So there's that. I think there's a lot of really funny comedic moments, like with Hollywood when he's got to run the obstacle course naked.
Right.
I think that's really good. The moment in this film for me, is just two more things here. The moment in this film for me that gives me chills.
Sure.
Yes. The Lord, let me get one more. That's really cool.
Sure.
But I mean, you mentioned that Desmond Doss, our main character, doesn't really grow. He doesn't have any growth. That he's just kind of a constant. But I think what's really interesting is he causes everyone else in this film to grow.
Interesting.
Right? And so you when you've got a film and you have a character that grows, there's usually a catalyst to that. There's usually another character who is helping them see things from a different perspective, or inspiring them, or educating them, or mentoring them, or whatever, right? And through those actions, your main character grows and learns and whatever. However, in this film, if that were to happen to Desmond, that would be a bad thing.
Right.
Because he's not the one with the issue. It's everyone else that he needs to convince. And so the moment that really, as you know, I'm going to steal your terminology, the moment where that really comes to a head for me is when he ignores Battlefield Protocol. When he's going around and he's administering morphine to people, and then putting them on stretchers and getting them pulled out of there. And he comes across a guy who's got, I think he's got like his legs blown off or something. And he's in rough shape, and he's in such a state that military protocol would be this guy's dead.
Sure.
You're not gonna save this guy. He's not gonna make it.
Right. And even the other medic says, haven't you ever heard of triage like this? Why are you wasting your time?
Yeah. And so there's this great moment where that other medic, where where Desmond like gives him the morphine and says, carry this guy back, get him out of here. And the medic looks at Desmond and says, this guy, he's not gonna make it. Right. Don't bother. He's not gonna make it.
Right.
And Desmond looks back at him with a piercing look and says, you don't know that.
Right.
Yes, we could save the morphine by not giving it to him.
Sure.
Yes, it's very possible that he's not going to make it. That we're going to carry him back. He'll die of infection. He'll die from blood loss. He'll die from whatever. But you don't know that.
You don't know that. Yeah. Don't
and
give up
until
on
that
him.
happens. Until that happens, we're going to save this man's life. And to me, that's that. And at the end of the film, when Desmond, when the recording of the actual Desmond's voice doesn't really present you any new information, but just kind of affirms that what you just watched is his testimony, is his story.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very powerful stuff.
And to me, that's, and then the final thing, this movie is just one more instance of me seeing Andrew Garfield on a screen and thinking to myself, wow, you are a world-class actor.
He is.
He's so good. Andrew Garfield is quickly becoming one of my favorite actors.
That's fair. I say this in a joking way, but, men in this film put aside their wedding crashing and Spider-Manning for the sake of their country. But it is very cool to see a little bit with Vince Vaughn, but I think more so with Andrew. These are two actors that get to flex or at least spread their wings a bit. And specifically with Andrew, he fantastically portrays this role. And you're right, he is an underappreciated actor.
He's so good.
He is very good.
Hugo Weaving plays his father brilliantly.
Very brilliantly. Plays
emotionally scarred, drunk veteran.
He's seen some stuff. Yeah.
And the warm tingles that it gives you when this father who's been anything but supportive up until this point comes to Desmond's trial.
Yes.
And basically comes to Desmond's rescue.
Oh, yeah.
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 And there's a great moment where it's like, where his father's trying to get in to talk to all the right people in order to get the message through to them and help his son out. And someone points out that's a World War I uniform that doesn't,
right.
That's an outdated uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looks at them and goes, like, when did this uniform stop meaning something?
Yeah.
When did this uniform it represents a sacrifice? When did
my service and sacrifice become irrelevant? Like that is
It's there's so many moments.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So on that note, then I'm going to get into a couple things that.
Yeah, that's great, man. I just said I really like this movie, and you're like, well, in that case,
let's just dump on it.
Let me tear it down a couple of notches.
These things are more critiquing it on just a film perspective, because I want to make it clear it's a good film and the underlying story is great. It's just more from a film flow perspective. I'm wondering if I would have liked it a bit more if there was a couple modifications. So
no. Pete hates the veterans. That's the only thing that's going to come across from this. Don't save face, man.
So one thing that I'd maybe change or abbreviate, I would have enjoyed an abbreviation of some of maybe the first half of the film. Some of the adversity that he faced, specifically in the boot camp, but throughout that first half of the film with everyone kind of giving him a tough time. And I understand its significance both in the film and in real life. And it has to be portrayed to a certain degree. Just for me, I felt it dragged a little bit. It felt a little long. And to me, I think you can summarize it is... It's the subject of human intolerance. So all the people around him not tolerating his beliefs. They're not tolerating his differences. They're not acknowledging his beliefs. And to me, that summary statement, that's obvious and non-debatable. Like anytime you are not being adherent or not adherent, you're not allowing others to keep their morals and beliefs or rights and freedoms, like to me that's just non-negotiable. And so for me, it's like in the film, we've been there, we've done that, I get it, everyone else is an a-hole, he's trying to keep his morals. From a film perspective, I would have been okay if, hey, I get the picture, he's facing a lot of adversity, let's move on with the story. So that's one thing I would have changed a little bit. I just felt it got a little long in that aspect.
Can I offer a rebuttal?
Oh, for sure.
I think they could have shown even more, because my thoughts on this are, what are the aspects of Desmond that made him a hero? Sure, you've got the fact that he saved all those lives.
Sure.
But it is a miracle that Desmond even got that far.
Okay.
I think showing the film relentlessly shows you until you're like, okay, I've had enough. Shows you just how steadfast he needed to be, not only in his wish not to use a weapon, but in his wish to serve in the military and not use a weapon, right? So, like, at any point, he could have picked up the two things he could have done at any point, which would have granted him instant relief. Pick up a weapon and use it, or go the hell home. No one, they weren't like, you have to stay in the military and you have to serve. No. If you're not going to use a gun, get out. And he's like, no, I want to help people. I want to save people, but I will not use a gun. And got the shit beaten out of him, and
multiple
got
times
mocked, and got abused
ridiculed
in every possible way. You know, and so I think that's like, I think it was important to show how much he had to endure.
Yeah.
Right. How unrelenting the torment that he went through just to, you know, and that the lives that he saves are the lives of the people who were beating him up. Right. You really had to have all of those guys painted as villains before.
I wonder if this is, I'm curious to watch this film again, and I'm sure I will watch it again because it was a good film. I'm wondering if maybe upon a second viewing I might appreciate more or
maybe,
you know, it's hard to make a decision off one viewing. I think what it just boiled down to is when I was watching it, I was understanding what the film was trying to tell me. And with Saving Private Ryan, one of the reasons I love the themes of the film is because it's not a clear cut, is it right or is it wrong? Multiple men are putting their lives on the line to save one individual to send him home. And it's the only reason this individual is elevated or wanting to be saved is because all his brothers have deceased and the military deems that worthy of him going home so the whole family isn't devastated. And there's no clear-cut answer. Is it warranted? Is it not? And it's kind of ambiguous and just there's a bit more of controversy, and it needs to be shown throughout the film just because there's no clear answer. With this, I think I just got what the film was laying down, and I was just so ready to move on. I'm like, these guys these leaders, superiors, and his cohorts are intolerant to his beliefs, and that like there's zero room for that, obviously, in society. So I was like, let's move on as a film, and maybe if I viewed it again, I would appreciate it a little bit differently. Like I'd understand.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens when you view it a second time, because I think the statement you're making right now could be said about a lot of things, and I'm about to touch an untouchable.
Oh, whoa. What?
But at what point during the Two Towers do you no wait
yeah, no
at what point during the Two Towers do you just say, right, we get it, Frodo and Sam are lost among these rocks, they're close but they're far, they keep getting lost. They're the guy, like literally for 90% of that film,
sure,
they're in the same set that they've just rearranged, like from a film behind the scenes aspect.
Sure,
they're in the same set that's just been rearranged a couple of times to make it look like different locations.
Right.
Among these rocks.
Sure.
Right, for a 4-hour film.
Sure. And
so like at what point, at 5 minutes in, you're like, okay, I get it, they're lost.
Right. Yeah,
but
I'd argue the importance is, hey, they're lost. Who cares? You kind of just chalk it to they're navigating their way to Mordor. What's more being watched is Frodo and Sam's relationship changing, Frodo and Gollum's relationship changing, kind of the dynamics with that and how that influences the overarching story.
Yeah, it possible, but
anyways,
we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah, and I'll hear what you're saying. It's fair. The argument I made, you can make for other films, and it can be hypercritical a little bit.
Sure.
The only other thing that I think I had a problem with, everything else was very small and kind of nitpicky, like a blue screen here, blue screen there. I think there were a couple times, and I'm sure most war films delve into this a little bit, but I felt like there were some kind of cliche tactics at times or some cheap tactics in other times. So just when they're approaching Hacksaw Ridge and someone literally says, nobody can survive that. And then literally like there's like a hillbilly, disheveled, grizzled veteran shivering in the corner. And he's like, oh, but they can. Or like when they're in the foxhole and the biggest a-hole in the company comes around to the protagonist and he literally says, I misjudged you. Like, I feel like that is a cliche in itself. So there were
I misjudged
times,
you moment is definitely a cliche, but didn't it give you chills a little bit? That just like that, you know, that this sigh of relief that that's one less obstacle that we have now is this dirtbag comrade.
Yeah, you know, I won't say it did not give me chills. The one thing I will say is it's a bit different when it's a true story, because I can't just fault the writers for saying, oh, I can't believe you kind of just fell in on this cliche. Like if that's what happened, that's what happened. If a jerk came around and said, hey, I've misjudged you, if that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, obviously obviously they're having to fudge the dialogue.
Of course.
But if you're watching it and you're going, I would have rather, I think it'd be more interesting if it happened this way. And you're like, okay, well, yeah, maybe, but it's not the tale we're telling.
One thing, it's more of a comment, and I feel like I'm actually curious if just historically this is a thing, but this is another World War II film with a romance branching off blood donation.
Oh yeah, that's the only. It's the we're all here today because of. Because our great grandparents donated blood, and that 100%.
Like I guess that I'm curious if that was a thing, like, hey, that nurse is cute, I'm gonna donate some blood, that's my wife,
right? I don't know.
Yeah, or if it I'm wondering if that happened or a lot, or if that's just like a trope or a cliche that war films use just because it's convenient.
Right. I mean, you're a healthcare professional. Have you ever drawn blood from your wife?
Let me answer you this. I've not been in the Second World War.
No, but that's not what I'm asking. Have you ever helped your wife donate blood?
No.
You should try it. Apparently, it could be a thing. You could your relationship could reach all new depths.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, totally could, man.
Know.
It happened in Hollywood. It happened in real life.
That's true. Well, I look
you
like
owe it. You owe it to yourself.
Like Andrew if I do things that he did? Because if so, I'm down.
I was gonna say, don't you wish you did? Because even when he gets the hell beaten out of him, his hair looks great.
Yes, dude,
his hair was on point in this film.
Yeah.
So something really fascinating.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary, not a documentary. Cool. Documentary is the wrong word. Unless by documentary, unless we have recently changed the word documentary to mean interview, in which case I did mean to say documentary.
Oh, okay.
Did that happen? Did we recently change the meaning of the word documentary?
It's pending, but no changes have occurred.
Okay, so for now, it was an interview.
Sure.
That I was watching with Mel Gibson. So obviously, when you set out to direct a film like this, you spend a lot of time studying the source material. So Mel Gibson learned a lot about Desmond Doss.
Interesting.
Excuse me. And so he says in this interview, he's like, there were so many things that we left out of this movie. So many things that Desmond did. So many additional heroic moments that we intentionally left out of this movie, because had we included them, the audience would have stopped buying it. they would have been like, okay.
Right.
And he said, but like 100% true. Desmond says it. There's several eyewitnesses.
Which is
like it's fact that he like at one point Desmond's been like shot with a sniper and he's on a gurney being pulled away.
Right.
And they're passing another wounded guy, and Desmond makes them stop and take him off the gurney and put the other wounded guy on the gurney and take him first. And then in the process of like crawling away, Desmond gets shot like 2 more times and saves somebody else. Like crazy stuff that Mel Gibson's like, yeah, had we included half of it, it would have seemed like we were just making stuff up.
It would have seemed too farcical.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it all did actually happen.
Yeah, this guy was a legend.
He's, like, I don't even know how to express it.
Yeah.
He is the definition of a hero.
Yes. So the one thing I do want to we've talked about Saving Private Ryan. I think I just want to make a couple mentions about why I think Saving Private Ryan is still a touch above this film.
I would rather watch Saving Private Ryan. If that's a film, if there's a film where they're like, the circus is closing.
Right.
And the mama lion's being released back into the savannah.
Right.
Well, we can't send her out there without her son.
Right.
Whoa, where's the cub lion? Wow, he's serving in Germany right now. We got to go in and get him. And the whole film is about them going in and like transporting a war lion, which isn't even a thing, but it sounds amazing.
It'd be kind of like War Horse mixed with Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Lion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
Let's make a film this summer.
Do you think that's a different enough title that we could get away with it? Or is there? Do you think there's like copyright? No, yeah, you probably totally could.
I think we can.
You totally can, because there's all kinds of like,
yeah,
you know, when they like make a spoof film and they only change it by like,
right.
You know,
right,
Saving Private Brian, and you could totally do it.
Right, right. So ultimately, you know, you made a point about the opening scene. I do find the Omaha Beach D-Day scene just a touch better. Just the suspense and the emotion and the gravity, to me, is communicated a bit more. Generally, I'll say this, both films do this, not just Saving Private Ryan, but both films do portray kind of the humanity of the war. So depicting people's fears, convictions, motivations. That I'll say happens in both films. But what I specifically like about the making of the film, or what the filming process with Saving Private Ryan and how it translated to a better film, just there were a lot of different techniques and filmmaking kind of processes that they use, like just with different extractions of color, different angles used, different, you know, lack of movement, so there was no blurs in various scenes or in action sequences is what I'm trying to say. And it just resulted in like a very effective image. There's what separated from the battle scene in Hacksaw Ridge and Saving Private Ryan, the Omaha Beach, it's just so crisp. I feel like the dirt and the sand is exploding and I might get hit by it. Like that was the difference with me. When I was watching,
I wish you would.
When I was watching
I kind of wish you would.
When I was watching Hacksaw Ridge, I was amazed by the heroism, and I was going, holy crow, this is horrific, this is crazy. But I didn't feel as immersed as with when you just start Saving Private Ryan for the first time and it just blows you away. Like you feel like you're there. And something else with Saving Private Ryan, there's like a whole grocery list. I'm limiting it to 2 more things. There were times of epic proportion where the film has a fantastic soundtrack, but there was absent of soundtrack. And it was used to magnify scenes. There's just so many different techniques. And something that was impossible with Hacksaw Ridge, but something that's very cool about Saving Private Ryan, was it came out 20 plus years ago. So it was at a time when there were still quite a few veterans from that war alive. And it had quite a ripple effect that Hacksaw Ridge couldn't have just because it came out and there were less survivors. But when Saving Private Ryan came out, there was such a ripple effect from all the veterans who stormed the beaches on D-Day going, holy shoot, that was just like the day, that was just like the morning in June when I stormed the beaches. Like, there were people that said, I was there, this film was the next closest thing. And I just think Saving Private Ryan is just a hair better. That's what it comes down to.
I would go so far as to say
Sure.
that I would, in exchange for a longer version of Hacksaw Ridge,
Okay.
I would gladly wipe Saving Private Ryan from existence. I like both films.
Oh.
I'm sending you a picture right now. I'm sending you a picture of Desmond Doss, and I want you to open it because I just think this is one more incredible.
Right.
How much does that look like Andrew Garfield?
It does. It does.
Like, to me that's really cool.
Yeah.
Is that they weren't just like, oh, Andrew Garfield's a great actor.
Sure. Right.
Let's give him this plastic surgery and then he'll really look like.
Yeah. I think we just have to agree to disagree. We both have different preferences for our favorite World War II film, and that's okay.
Oh, this isn't I mean, my favorite World War II film by far is I was trying to think of something like really farcical, but I can't think. The only other one that popped into my head is like the only other one that popped into my head is Pearl Harbor, and I'm like, but that's a great film. I don't want to riff on that.
Okay, fair enough.
Same with Empire of the Sun.
Oh,
like neither
so
of those
good.
deserve to be
so good. Empire of the Sun
scoffed at.
Is fantastic. Yeah,
It's
very good. What
would you give it on what?
Hey. I'd give it, with my scale, I give it a 7.7 out of 10. So it still reaches the highest level that it can get, which is I'd pay money to see it in theaters. With Marshall's scale, it fared a touch better. It got an 8 out of 10. So regardless, I still think, even though I like Saving Private Ryan far more, it made my top 10 films, I still think Hacksaw Ridge is a good film.
Cool.
Yeah. What would you give it?
So I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Cool. Okay.
And earlier this week, Marshall inboxed me with a whole breakdown of how to use his scale.
Oh, good call, Marshall. Sorry, I have not really gotten around to actually like breaking it down with you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Marshall's a friend, and so I think that's maybe the difference.
Yeah.
Is that he does friend things. He picks up the ball when business partners at best drop the ball.
Yeah.
And on Marshall's list, it got a 9 just because Marshall's list doesn't really allow for decimals.
Sure. Okay.
So it got a 9.
Cool.
But I kind of felt like on his list it was between a 9 and a 10.
That's
so
fair.
That still arrives at 9.5 for me.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah. Definitely watch it. If people haven't seen it, watch it.
Yep.
I think that's something regardless of who you side with here. And it's not really, I mean, we're not
debating
each other.
We're expressing opinions. That's it.
You would say it's definitely worth a watch, though. If you haven't seen it, it's a must. It's a must watch.
With the disclaimer that yes, like many war films, there's quite a few graphic scenes. There's intense scenes, so obviously go into it with that in mind.
There's intense scenes.
Too soon.
Sorry, that was bad. That was bad. That was I'm just gonna flat out say it. This was a big week. You had 4 films to watch.
Yes.
And so you had to watch the film. We both had 4 films. But you had to watch the film from the previous week, which you had not watched.
Yes.
You had actually, this was a 5-film week. Holy crap. So you had to watch the film from the previous week, which you hadn't watched.
Yep.
The previous recommendation.
Sure.
You had to watch last week's recommendation.
Yep.
You had to watch Hacksaw Ridge.
Yes.
You had to watch a movie to recommend to me.
Yes.
And earlier this week, we released our 1967 Casino Royale James Bond episode. And so you also had to watch that.
Right.
Now.
Oh, my goodness.
If in those 7 days you didn't manage to watch all 5 films, and I know that you've watched at least 2 of them.
Right.
So what's in question right now is the remaining 3. I will be sorely disappointed only because you'll be setting a new bad record.
Right.
Where for the 3rd week,
now,
like the weeks will just get harder on you.
Oh, for sure. Now, you've had a load on your plate too, because you actually also didn't watch one week's recommendations.
Oh yeah, I had to watch 5 as well.
Yeah.
And I did, just so you know.
Okay. All
just
right.
before you announce whether or not you succeeded.
Yeah.
I succeeded.
Okay. All right.
So let that weigh down on you as you move into this. What'd you watch this week?
Well, good sir, let's just say I watched quite a few films this week. Some might say all of them. So I'm going to go with the 2 recommendations that I had to watch from previous weeks, and then I'll get into what you're watching this week. The one there's not much to say was actually the most recent one was Pokemon Detective Pikachu with Ryan Reynolds from 2019.
It's about time.
That's what I made you watch. No.
See what I did?
Yeah, I did. That was good. I really have nothing to say. You told me just to brew up a bowl of popcorn and watch and enjoy it, and that's what I did. It's a fun film.
Yep. It's fun.
Would not be the same or as desirable if Ryan Reynolds was not in it.
No.
But
I think is what I said.
Which is exactly what you said. And, I gave it probably a 5 or a 6 out of 10 on Marshall scale. I just finished watching it, so I didn't have time to do it on my scale. So it's just kind of like in the middle of it's a mid-ground film. Wasn't amazing, wasn't bad, was definitely worth a view, and was just, hey, I'm going to pop this film on, and it's fun, and that's what it was.
Okay, but the true question here is the reason you were delayed in watching that is because your wife really wanted to watch it.
Right.
Was she disappointed, or was she...
I think she was about the same with me. It was more just, hey, this was a fun film. It has Pokemon, which we both... I think she was a bit more into it than I was, but we both were raised in a time where Pokemon was one of those fads that our circles were into. So it has that aspect. And then it's also just kind of...
it still is now, though, man. Like, you've got Pokemon Go,
it's
and
pretty
you've got...
hot.
Apparently, it never really died out.
It shouldn't be called a fad, actually. That's a misnomer, because it's just a thing. But yeah, we both had the Pokemon background a little bit, so that played into, hey, that's just fun. And just Ryan Reynolds is comedic. He's entertaining. It's just, again, it's just a fun, enjoyable film. And for what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The other film, the one that I was supposed to watch and I hadn't, but now I did, was Jack from 1996. It's a film with, what's that? In Robin Williams, I believe his name is.
Yep.
One thing I want to say before I get into it, and I actually want to get into this because you'll see. There's a dance scene, and for anyone who's seen The Irishman, it's called the scene Robin Williams is dancing with a woman, and the song is called In the Still of the Night, and now all I think about when I hear that song is The Irishman.
Yes.
Yeah. So listen, what I'll say about Jack...
Wait.
Yeah. Huh?
Okay, I'm listening.
Disclaimer. This is a film in the 90s, so there's some low points, as a film has peaks and valleys. There's some low points. There's some aspects of this film that's obviously intended for children, and it's from the 90s, so there's some aspects that are just a little dated or a little juvenile. Granted.
Like farting into a can.
Sure. Yes. That precisely. But Robin Williams, just overall, holy crow.
If you watch this movie with dry eyes, you're a monster.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to label what you said about Saving Private Ryan, and you'd give that up for a longer Hacksaw Ridge. Like, I'm going to label that as a hot take. Are you ready for a hot take here?
Oh yeah, hot take me. Take me hot.
I would. I don't want to mirror your hot take just by like photocopying it, but what I'm going to say is, I think I like Jack, or I find some of the themes in Jack. I would take that over Hook.
Ooh.
And so the reason I'm saying that is just Robin Williams in this film. First of all, he's so immensely talented. He's portraying, for those who haven't seen this film, he's portraying a 10-year-old within a 40-year-old's body. And just his actions, his facial expressions, his mannerisms, like everything Robin Williams does throughout the whole film, I'm never questioning, oh, that's Robin Williams acting as a child. I am in belief that is a child in a more mature body. But the reason I did that hot takery is this film hits on so many sincere human experiences, like just juvenile innocence and growing up. The stages of parenting where they show the mother, and then, she's basically lived with Jack exclusively. And then when he finally is able to leave the house and make friends, it shows her no longer being needed. And just the concept of aging and the concept of using what time you have. There is so much in this film to chew on. And you said it. If you walk out of it with a dry eye, you've missed the bar. You've missed the point.
The only thing I'm going to say about your hot take is I feel like saying that you enjoy Jack potentially more than you enjoy Hook is a bolder statement.
Okay.
A way bolder statement.
Sure.
Than me saying that I enjoy Hacksaw more than Saving Private Ryan. Like I feel like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's big. That's like,
yeah. And you know what probably plays into it, and I have to be honest here. I've seen Jack as a child. I never saw Hook as a child. So there could be some things that were playing into that. When I watched Hook, it was just as an analytical adult that said, this is what it is. It's a good film, but, I haven't grown up with it, per se.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. No, seriously, this film, I had not seen it since it was in the 1990s, but it's just so good. And I think forgotten were the great kind of surrounding cast, whether it actually like J-Lo, Mr. Crosby, unfortunately, who's a good actor, just not such a good dude. And
do you not, while you're watching this and you see Bill Cosby, do you not think to yourself, gosh, like why? Why did you have to be a monster?
It's
because you're so lovable on screen.
Yes.
You're so wonderful.
You do. That does come to mind.
Screen.
You're like, why did you throw it all away?
By this point, he'd already, like, he was... And that's the crazy thing, is by the time they filmed this, he was already doing very shady stuff.
Sadly. But even the lesser known, but the parents are fantastic. Jack's parents are fantastic. So, this film...
How about that Halloween party at the beginning?
Yeah.
God, that looked fun.
It did. Yeah.
Halloween parties just aren't a thing. As soon as the first Halloween, once COVID is over, and we can have a bunch of people together.
Sure.
Let's have a Movie Men Halloween party where we invite all our friends and everyone has to come dressed up as a character from one of their favorite movies.
I'm sold. That sounds dope.
And we'll just eat a bunch of candy.
Yeah.
And maybe make some movie themed Halloween treats.
Sure.
We'll pick some stuff from we'll have blue milk from Star Wars and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So with Jack, I gave it an 8.8 out of 10 on my scale, and on Marshall's scale, I wasn't sure. I kind of either gave it a 7 or an 8. Regardless, solid film, solid recommend. Glad I rewatched it. if you
So
have,
it was a little lower on Marshall's scale.
It was, and I'm surprised, and that's just
what the hell's
way.
wrong with Jack, Marshall? Damn it, Marshall! What do you got against it? It's a good film.
Not only am I happy that you recommended it to me, I want to speak out to the audience. Give it the trailer review, give the synopsis review. I'd recommend you should check it out. Do it. Do it up.
All right.
The only other film I watched this week was actually a film I watched with Jesse and Marshall, actually. So
the guy that doesn't like Jack.
So this film, I know what will happen. So it's going to be a film that, with other films, there's a chance you might absolutely love it. There's a chance you might absolutely hate it. With this film, I know what's going to happen. You're just going to watch it. When it's done, you're going to take the VHS out of the machine and go on with your life. That's all that's going to happen. You're not going to say this is my favorite film. You're not going to say it sucks. It's just you're going to watch it, and that's it.
I'm so ready for this. Paddington 2. Let's do it. Let's friggin' do it, man.
As a side note, we really do kind of have to acknowledge that film at some point.
No. We can't watch it. We can never, ever watch Paddington 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed.
That's Pandora's box. We just can't go anywhere near that.
I'm not opposed to, I'm okay with never watching it.
I feel like I will forever enjoy it more if it's a mystery.
Yeah, but it's also kind of angering just to not know, maybe it is top 10 worthy or top 100 worthy for the 2010s, but maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, the film I'm watching, it's a comedy, so either you're going to laugh a bit or you're not going to laugh a bit, and then you'll just turn it off and walk away. So it's a comedy that stars Sam Rockwell. It stars... one half of the Flight of the Conchords. It has Amy Ryan,
which would be Jermaine Clement.
Yes,
because he's the only one that really has a career outside of Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, and it has Will Forte. So the film is called Don Verdine.
Okay,
and. It's just going to be a film that you watch. You either enjoy it or you don't, and you'll walk away from it. I think I would have enjoyed it more if it had been a little bit more funny, but it had some...
What's it called?
Don, D-O-N, Verdine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Don Verdine.
It's from 2015.
Yeah, no, I don't watch films from that year.
What did you watch this week?
Man, I watched all the friggin' films. I watched so many.
It
watched
it really is.
I watched About Time.
It's About Time.
It's good. It's a film that doesn't... You have to really be in the right mood for it. It's got some really funny moments. It's got sort of a make you think vibe to it.
Sure.
It's got some big existential questions.
Oh yeah.
But it's one of those films for me that has a really weird layout. It doesn't feel like it's got a definitive beginning, middle, then a climax and a resolution. It's kind of just a story.
Sure.
It's kind of just, it feels kind of like if you were to take a big story, if you were to take an hour and a half movie and zoom in on 20 minutes of that movie and put it under a microscope and expand it so that was an hour and a half long.
Sure.
Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Kind of like, and I'm not even going to use this in a negative way, but kind of like Lost in Translation.
Oh, you dog.
Lost in Translation doesn't have a beginning, middle, and an end.
Right.
I mean, it does from a timestamp.
I think what you're trying to say is, if you were watching a film about 7 days of the week, the film focuses randomly on Tuesday for no specific reason, but that's just one segment that you watched.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's good. It was my second viewing of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
Oh yeah.
He's good in everything.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the better parts of The Last Jedi.
Well, there's not a lot of good parts, and he might be one of the few. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like it.
It's a film I've seen twice, and I want to feed on your point. You have to be in the right mood for the film, because it's just interesting you said that. The first time I watched it, my wife and I watched it and said, hey, there you go, boo-bah. There you go. It's good enough. When I watched it recently, my wife had tried to watch it on her own again, and she stopped about 30 minutes in, and she's like, yeah, I don't really like this film. And I said, oh, okay, sure. And I watched it again, and I absolutely adored it, and I think I liked it more than I did the first time. So it's interesting how mood...
That's going to cause a rift.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's interesting how mood can influence just polar opposite outcomes, right?
Oh, totally. 100%. 100%.
And one more thing, that scene where he sees that his father and he knows, you know that scene. That there's some powerful scenes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I know that scene. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
The next film I watched is called The Usual Suspects.
Right. Yes.
It's a great film.
It is interesting.
I know. I can see why it's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm going to disagree with you, sir, is that Kevin Pollak is not one of the largest names. Kevin Pollak is like the best part of this film.
He's the what?
Best part of the film. which can be said of everything that Kevin Pollak is in. He's so good, man. But anyways, it's good. It is. I'm glad I watched it.
Sure.
I probably won't buy it.
No. Probably.
I don't need a copy of it on my shelf.
Yeah. No.
But it's good. It's fun.
Mm.
It's a lot of fun. The final movie I watched. I watched because of our review of Casino Royale.
Huh. And is this my recommendation?
Yes, this is the film you have to watch. It's a 19... what year did it come out? 1968? What's that?
I take your recommendation seriously, but I'm cautiously a little nervous.
So this is an iconic film.
Iconic film from the 60s.
Iconic. So it's got a 7.6 on IMDb.
Okay. That's solid.
It has a critic score of 82 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
And an audience score of 88.
Wow.
It's got Peter Sellers in it, and so that's what he's the Pink Panther guy, and he's the guy that played Evelyn Tremble.
Yep.
In Casino Royale.
Right. Yep.
And this is a film that is by no means politically correct by today's standards.
Sure.
And so there's a scene in Casino Royale where Peter Sellers, he does a bunch of different accents in it. And there's a scene where he does an East Indian accent.
Sure.
And which harked me back to this film, where for the entire film, so he's an English actor.
Yep.
But he plays an East Indian gentleman in the film. And the movie's called The Party.
Oh.
And it's really funny. You have to like go into it ready for a laugh. Okay. It's kind of British humor.
Sure.
Mixed with, it's like 60s British humor.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. And
sure.
So the reason why it's not politically correct is because he's an English actor who does a East Indian accent, and okay. they put some makeup on him to make him look like he's East Indian.
Oh,
he plays
sure.
an East Indian guy.
Yep.
Right. So, which I don't know if that's blackface or if it's brown face. I don't know all the terminology for that. But
sure.
by today's standards, totally unacceptable.
For sure.
but for the time wasn't an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a totally funny film. And yeah, like maybe again, and not funny, haha, like today's standards, but you know, go into it. This is a '60s comedy.
Sure.
And yeah, and just appreciate it. It's kind of like sketch comedy. Like you have to just appreciate his performance.
Sure.
Right. The same way that you'd go in and you'd laugh at Mr. Bean. Right. That it's really about it's not so much the script. It's just his performance. It's the ridiculously of the film itself, of what's happening. But yeah, 1968, The Party with Peter Sellers.
Cool. I'll check it out. I'm actually mildly I'm quite curious now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
So
well, I think that about wraps it up. So I want to thank.
It's been weeks since we've given a shout out.
Well, let's give. I've got some special ones in mind actually. Yeah. The first is friend of the show, Nate Grundman. Looking at you, ma'am. The second, friend of the show, just as equally friend of the show, but in a different way because she's not the exact same person, but Daphne Kirkpatrick. Mm-hmm. They're both
I don't know why. I don't know why. Like that
they're
didn't
both the
entice
same,
me from a flavor standpoint. I was like,
but different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
so we want to thank them because they are Tier 4 Patreon supporters, and it's time for the monthly shout out. So we want to thank you so much for supporting our show. And here's looking at you, kid, plural.
Yeah, say it 4 times. Doesn't get better. So man, Tier 4. Mm-hmm. Which means every time they vote for a film, each vote counts as 5. Mm-hmm. Which is huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's so big. Like,
it is.
So much so that, like, when we release 4 options and one of them votes for a film that I don't want them to vote for, I'm like, ugh. We're going to end up doing that one. Like, there's so much power.
Yeah. Yes.
In being a Tier 4 supporter.
So if there's anyone that despises Brady out there, this is your way.
Support us on Patreon.
But support us on Patreon, and you will make him squirm.
Even at Tier 2, if you give us $3 a month, $3 a month, all of your votes become worth 3.
Yes.
Which is mighty powerful if you vote across all the ways that you can vote.
Yes.
Gives you lots of power.
And that's a good segue because you can follow us on all our different platforms, which the links are below, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please like, follow, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also in the links below, you can check out that Patreon page to look at the different tiers, what each tier includes, and what power you get by being in said tiers.
Exactly. If you listen to our show and you aren't following us on social media, that means you're not voting on our votes. You're not having a say in what we're going to watch next, which means you're allowing other people to decide your fate.
Don't let other people decide your
and follow us.
Yeah, don't let other people decide your life. You decide your destiny.
100%.
But regardless, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Well, we won't see you.
We'll see you in spirit.
And you won't see us.
No. And
we won't even talk with you. We'll kind of talk at you. It's kind of like a weekly arrangement where you shut up and listen for an hour and a half.
Yeah. But you should still show up, so please come.